professional studio in the outskirts of Los Angeles, this is the Mindless Horror Podcast. And here are your hosts, Anthony and George Zaragoza.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Mindless Horror Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything and anything horror. I'm your host, Anthony.
And I'm George.
And today we have some more horror news for you, as we do every week. First and foremost, like every show, I'm going to start off with the shout-outs. And this week's shout-outs are going to go to Promote Horror. He's on Instagram, Twitter, and they have their own website. Go check them out. They do promote horror. It's pretty good. They actually promoted the podcast last week. So a big thanks to them for promoting the podcast and advertising it out there for us. My boy Chris Oriana, I put it on Twitter and Instagram of anyone who wanted a shout out. Not very many people replied, but he did. So there's a shout out to my boy Chris. We got to hang out pretty soon, my boy. So see you soon. SoCal Exploring, because that guy has just been coming in clutch with us a lot lately. So thanks very much for that guy. I'll do a shout out to you.
Oh, thank you.
Because this week I did put on social media that you are the backbone of this channel and this podcast, and without you, we probably would have been not really doing any of this. And last and foremost, like every week, the audience, because without every one of you listening, we would not be doing this as well. So let's get on to our first topic of the podcast this week, and it's Woman in Horror number 2. Last week we started our first Women in Horror list, and I went first, so this week I'll let you go first.
Okay, this isn't in any particular order. I don't know if last week I did a particular order, but I'm going to keep with last week and keeping a lady from the Alien and or Predator franchise. This is Alexa Woods from the first Aliens vs. Predator movie. She's pretty badass in it, and I liked how she teamed up with the Predator at the end and killed the queen, and and she just got rewarded by
getting the spear.
Yeah, getting the spear at the end. I think that's one of the highest honors. She even got scarred too, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Jessica Lange's character from every single
Horror
season
Story
that she was in American Horror Story,
Yeah.
I really liked her characters in them, especially at the end of the first season. I love just as much as anybody. I loved the first season of American Horror Story. That's my all-time favorite, and I really liked her character, especially at the end when she spoilers, when she takes like the spawn of Satan, isn't it?
Because
it's like a demon baby. Next is Wichita from Zombieland. I really liked her character in there, and that's just a hilarious movie all the way through. And her character in there is pretty badass. She doesn't really take shit from anyone, and she's kind of like a con artist, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The next one is Marion Crane from Psycho. She's just an iconic character, and I know she dies pretty kind of early in, but
she does the infamous shower scene.
Yeah, her death is like the most iconic death in horror history, so
yeah,
it's kind of hard to not have her on here. And then my last one is Beverly Marsh from It, specifically the new It, because you could really tell how badass she is in it, and I really like the actress who plays her, and especially at the end when they all just beat the hell out of Pennywise. And
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and she her character in there is just the overall badass. I liked her in the miniseries too. I haven't read the book, but there's some stuff in there that's not good. But yeah, I just think she's a badass in the new It.
That's a pretty solid list this week. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, would have added some of them, but so my list this week is gonna go to the first one, obviously Tiffany from Bride of Chucky. It's Chucky's bride. We got introduced to her in the movie Bride of Chucky. And you find out she's been looking for Chucky, and then she actually he kills her, and then brings her soul back into a doll body. And I always thought she looked badass because when she puts on the makeup and has that punk rock look with her leather jacket and stuff on, that's pretty cool. The second one's gonna go to actually a classic, The Bride of Frankenstein, because The Bride of Frankenstein was one of the first monster movies in the early 30s and 40s. And to see that Frankenstein had someone to actually fall in love with was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. That was a Megan Fox movie where she turned into a demon, and she was pretty badass in there. I really liked her character in there a lot. I'm going to steal one from you from last week, which is Ripley from Alien.
Yeah.
Ripley's a badass. She has done it all. She's even became a robot in one of the movies.
I think it was a clone.
Or a clone, yeah. So yeah, she's been through it all. She's done it all, and I like that. And the last one's gonna go to the very sexy, the very attractive Elvira. She is just one of those horror icons that I've actually seen her at Not Scary Farm before. She does a show there, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, those are our top 5 women in horror for this week. Like I said last week, without these women, horror would be absolutely shit. And we thank them for giving us the best nightmares possible. All right, we're going on to our next topic. We're going to talk about the new Venom trailer that came out this week. What do you think?
I like it. I'd like it, but I kind of don't at the same time. Because one of the reasons I don't like it is the many reasons why other people don't like it is because they don't actually show Venom, which I'm kind of like but I'm kind of like okay with. What I think they should have done is they should have waited at least a couple months before they, like, even if they just showed Venom at the end, like just like getting up or something like that.
Yeah.
It would have been kind of cool. But I don't know, from what I've seen and what we've talked about, because there's a part in the trailer when he's in an MRI machine, and I'm gonna talk about this part, and I'm gonna talk about speculation. When he's in the MRI machine and he like freaks out, you could see black going up his neck, and that led me to believe that you thought he was a science experiment, but I'm thinking this is gonna go off of the story when he turns into Anti-Venom, because in there he loses the Venom symbiote, but he also has cancer, and so I think he's in the MRI machine for his cancer, but something happens, and I think because in the story he has some of the Venom symbiote in him, but and Mr. Negative touches him, who is the villain of the Spider-Man game. And when it touches him, it gets rid of all his cancer cells, and it reactivates his Venom symbiote, and it recreates the Anti-Venom symbiote, and he becomes a good guy and stuff like that. And it's based off Lethal Protector and I think one other story from Venom stuff. But yeah,
I thought I'd bring it up this week because it's actually going to be rated R, I heard. Yeah, and Venom is actually considered a pretty scary character.
Yeah, I do remember them saying it's rated R and it's going to be based off a horror element.
That's pretty cool because Venom itself, you look at the guy, he looks pretty scary.
Yeah.
Going into this trailer, I from the start, when they announced that they were gonna release the trailer, I knew it wasn't gonna be too much because I know they just wrapped production, and I knew that they were. I kind of think they just threw this trailer together because you brought this up. I think they threw this trailer together only because they saw all the other trailers coming out.
Yeah, which they shouldn't have done. I mean, it spiked #1 on the YouTube trending tab.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they had a Venom in it, I still think it would have gone to #1.
I think too. If they would have put Venom in it, it would have been like Infinity War, where it would have been early CGI, and as time went on, the CGI would have gotten better. But I do feel, as of right now, this movie, it looks all right. But I have to see more footage as it comes out. I don't think we'll get another trailer until maybe either before Comic-Con or at Comic-Con. When's this movie supposed to be coming out? Like in October, November?
October, I believe. And then
Yeah.
If it just brought production and they have
and they want to, I think they'll do a Venom reveal at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, and most of this trailer shows him on the run, right?
Yeah. There's it looks pretty interesting. There's a scene when there's computers and there's people they kind of it's I'm assuming there's CGI in it, but whether or not it's the Venom symbiote or it's because Carnage is rumored to be the villain, or it's rumored that he's gonna show up in the end. There's a scene when everything on a table just kind of it repulses backwards, and so it's either a bomb or it's either gonna be something there.
You were saying that Woody Harrelson might be playing Is that a for sure thing? Is he gonna be in the first Venom movie?
No, that was a rumor.
There's a rumor going around.
Yeah, I sent Anthony a rumor saying that there's a lot of speculation that Woody Harrelson was in talks for
Venom, and that was gonna be a post-credit scene, right?
Yeah.
There's also talks that's who he might fight in this movie, and that would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, the storyline it's based off of are Lethal Protector and Planet of the Symbiotes.
Okay. But yeah, as of right now, I'm excited for this movie in general, but after seeing the trailer, I just know that I didn't have high expectations for this trailer because I already knew that they weren't going to show too much. But as of right now, like I said, I'm excited for this movie, but this trailer didn't show too much, which I like usually when trailers do that. But
it did show enough.
Yeah, it showed enough to like set up the story.
Yeah.
So, is there a rumor that Spider-Man's gonna be in it too?
There's a lot of rumors that it's not Spider-Man, it's Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
But there's been people saying, I think it was either the director or like a producer went on a podcast and he said he went out and said like legitimately he said Peter Parker is in this movie. He's like Tom Holland is in this movie, and Tom Holland is the actor who plays Spider-Man in the MCU.
Cinematic universe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would really like that. And like, there's been talks that people have seen Tom Holland on set. Yeah. And in Lethal Protector, it's about Venom and Spider-Man striking a deal with each other.
Okay.
Saying Venom's like, I'll stop messing around with like being a fucking crime lord. Well, not a crime lord, but a dickhead. And he's like, I'll go to San Francisco. And like later on in the story, he teams up with Spider-Man to fight like 5 symbiotes.
That'd be pretty cool to see. I don't know if they'll do that exactly in the movie, but
yeah, I don't either.
I think this is gonna mainly focus on Venom because when I first heard that they were gonna do a solo Venom, this Venom movie has actually been in the talks for years. Yeah, they've actually been talking about doing something solo Venom ever since that Spider-Man 3, and the fact they're finally doing it is cool. But I just don't. I think they really want to just focus around the character. They want to kind of leave Spider-Man out. Because I know this is Sony's project. This is their exclusive kind of like project that they're doing. I've heard talks that it's not tied into the cinematic universe whatsoever.
Yeah. There's an interview where the lady who runs Sony said it was, and Kevin Feige...
I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, Kevin Feige was sitting in the interview, and he was like, wide-eyed, like, why did she say that? And then, like, about a month or a couple weeks later, he's like, it's not. I would like it to be. It would kind of fit in, or at least it could fit in, because in Civil War, when Iron Man goes to talk to Spider-Man, he's been Spider-Man. I don't know for how long,
like 6 months, I think.
Yeah, he has been Spider-Man. So it would be kind of cool for him to at least meet Venom and tell him not to to stop messing around and stuff like that.
I think it would be cool if it was kind of like Marvel's attempt of doing outside movies that are not tied in, because that would be really cool to set that element up, because I heard after Infinity War they're going to try to set that element up where they're just going to not tie them in too much, like every movie has to tie in to lead up to something, where it's going to be like every movie does its own thing, and then they'll do a team up movie where they're all aware of each other, but
also kind of like Phase 1.
Yeah. Like how they did team up. Well, no, because Phase 1 they led everything up to one movie.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Like after Infinity Wars is over, they want to do their own solo movies, but not tied in whatsoever. Maybe Easter eggs every now and then. Every Marvel movie has Easter eggs, but like do their own thing where they don't mention like, oh yeah, this is an Infinity Stone and this is gonna lead up to that. Where it's gonna be like, okay, this is one thing. This has nothing to do with anything else. And then when they want to do a team up movie, they'll be like, yeah, we're well aware that we're all here and stuff, but this is a different movie than that. But other than that, Venom looks really good. I can't wait to see it. That comes out in October. So we're going to move on to some bad horror movie acting this week. This week's actually a pretty well-known actor in a shitty movie. It sounded so good on paper when he wrote it, but the movie just it didn't live up to the book. This is the movie The Happening. Mark Wahlberg plays this character who is trying to find out what's going on around here. I guess like the nature is like striking back and making people like kill themselves and kill other people and stuff. But in this clip, they're walking through this kind of like grass area and stuff. There's a lot of them, and in this clip we see Mark Wahlberg. He's leading this group. He has this like panic attack, and it's horrible. Like his face and everything is bad. This week's horror movie acting is from The Happening, Mark Wahlberg.
Jesus.
Oh
no.
Well, I don't know.
The toxin? The toxin is affecting them?
Are those people
You were with a private. What do we do?
We need to do something.
Just let me think.
They're dying.
I need a second. They released it? We're not near the road.
We can't just stand here as uninvolved observers.
I need a second, okay? Just give me a second.
We're not gonna be one of those assholes on the news who watches a crime happen and not do something. We're not assholes.
Just a second.
There were children in that room. Elliot, please tell us what to do.
I need a second, okay? Why can't anybody give me a goddamn second?
So yeah, Mark Wahlberg just freaks out in this movie, and it's horrible, a horrible panic attack. And I like Mark Wahlberg. Don't get me wrong.
I really like Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, I think over the years his acting has gotten way better.
Yeah.
From when he used to do Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. So he doesn't like when people talk about that either.
Does he not really?
Yeah, he hates he hates when people bring that shit up. So
I would own it, dude. I would own that Marky Mark.
Yeah, so that was this week's bad horror movie acting. So we're gonna go on to the next topic. I've actually been wanting to talk about this for a while. It's horror events we want to attend, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Monster Palooza. I'm gonna go on the podcast now and confirm that me and George are gonna be attending Monster Palooza. What day are we going? Are we going both days, or I don't know?
It's up to you.
Saturday. We might go both days, but for sure we'll be there on Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be attending Monster Palooza. So if you see us, don't be a stranger. You can come say hi to us.
Yeah.
But that's not the only horror event that's around. There's a lot of events I've been wanting to attend. A lot of conventions that I've been wanting to go to. Midsummer Scream's one of them.
Oh. Yeah.
Midsummer Scream is one of them because that's usually when they do, if you're lucky, an HHN maze announcement.
Yeah.
And so I would love to, like last year, I think at the event they gave out all the scare zones, what they're doing. The year before, I remember they announced the Michael Myers maze. So I would love to be in attendance when that happens, because just the goosebumps and hearing everyone cheer along with you, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Midsummer Scream is one of them. Monster Palooza is another one. There's one more that they do. It's like an expo of just kind of like horror movie makeup and stuff that I would like to check out, which would be really cool. But yeah, I'm excited for Monster Palooza because there's a lot of guests going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of guests. You got Kane Hodder, who played Jason in a couple of the Jason movies. Pinhead, the guy who played Pinhead's going to be there.
Yeah.
The original Pinhead's going to be there. Elvira's going to be there.
Yeah. Tom Savini's going to be
Tom
there.
Savini, yeah. If you guys don't know who Tom Savini is, he was in a couple of horror movies. He's in a couple of other movies too.
He's a makeup artist, but he played if you've seen Dusk Till Dawn, he played Sex Machine. He plays the teacher. He plays the carpenter teacher from Perks of Being a Wallflower. That isn't a horror movie, but in case you don't know who he is, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a lot of people gonna be there though. Who else? Ken Fore. If you guys don't know who that is, he comes out in a lot of famous Rob Zombie movies. He was in Devil's Rejects and in the remake of Halloween. Devil's Rejects, he plays the pimp.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? So he's going to be there. And in Halloween, he plays the truck driver. Michael ends up killing him pretty early on. Mitch Pileggi, he is a pretty famous actor too.
He played the grandfather on
and he
Supernatural.
Happened to be Yellow Eyes Demon.
Yeah.
And he's also a pretty major character in the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's going to be there. And then I think Tommy Savini's gonna be. Yeah, you said he was gonna be there. Yeah. So that's gonna be cool. There's actually a lot of them I would like to meet.
Yeah, I'd like to meet Kane Hodder and Tom Savini.
Yeah, for sure those two. I wouldn't mind meeting Pinhead because he's so iconic, and it'd be pretty cool to meet him. I would like to just talk about how the prosthetics went every day on set to put them on and stuff like that, and just stuff like wouldn't mind meeting the sexy Elvira either.
Oh yeah, you really like her.
Hell yeah, I love her. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But I was talking to SoCal Exploring. He did a live stream like not too long ago, and he was saying that I guess they do this kind of scare zone where they fog it out, and it's like a dark room and stuff like that, and they have scare actors run around and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
We would have to go through that and stuff, check that out. And he said one year they finished everything and they just played a massive game of hide and seek in the convention center.
Oh.
So that would be pretty fun to do too,
Yeah.
and film a vlog just based off that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Monster Palooza. It's gonna be the first horror event that we've ever been to.
Yeah.
We've been to a couple comic expos, but we've never been to any horror events.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
I'm hoping one year that we can do maybe a horror event, and it's around the time of Horror Nights, so we can do the horror event during the day and then go straight to Horror Nights.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. We did that one year, remember, with the Long Beach Comic Expo.
Did we go to Horror Nights after that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we did.
Because remember, Johnny was with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we went there. We came home, napped, ate some pizza, and then we went out there and then had some our tradition.
Yeah.
Every year tradition since we've been going, we go to Johnny Rockets. And we have not broken that tradition.
Nope.
It's every year.
Dad did, though.
My dad did, but he doesn't go with us no more. So, but we get the same thing every time we go: grilled cheese with fries. And this year we actually had to make him jealous a little bit. Remember, I got the strawberry banana shake, sent him that. So, yeah, it's our tradition. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Monster Palooza. On top of horror events, I'm also looking forward to maybe going to a lot of the SoCal ones this year. I actually want to check out the Queen Mary this year.
Oh yeah.
I've never been to that one. I've heard good reviews on that.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. They did Ellen when her producer went through it.
Yeah.
And there's a scene when he's like going, and it kind of deals with a lot of psychological stuff. I think because I do remember him going through like a kind of like this tube, and it kind
was
of
like tight and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And I almost, oh god, I was watching and I almost cried. There's a scene too when he's like going through something and like it's supposed to be like in a carnival tent and someone has a whip and he just like
Yeah, and he gets scared.
he,
It's great.
Cracks it. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that looks cool. For sure, we'll go to we're for sure gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights. We might attend Not Scary Farm this year too. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. We're gonna talk about our top 5 favorite horror movie villains. This is actually another topic I've been holding off for a couple weeks now because a lot of news has been coming out. So let's just I'll name off my top 5. These aren't in any particular order for both of us. So here we go. I'm gonna go with my first one's gonna be Michael Myers. Because Michael Myers is just a badass. He keeps coming back and going after any family members or just anyone he feels like he needs to kill. Norman Bates, because he's also pretty badass. He owns a hotel and he can just kill people.
Yep.
It's awesome. Jack Torrance, he goes completely insane at the end. And yeah, just the stuff that Jack Nicholson went through to portray that character is so badass. He actually knew how to handle an axe because he was a volunteer firefighter. So when he broke down like at least 64 doors on the set.
Yeah, like he kept breaking them down too fast. And like, you need to stop.
Yeah,
I think they had to dull down the axe too.
Yeah, but yeah, he knew what he was doing, so that's what made the movie more authentic. Leatherface, because goes around with a chainsaw, has his he goes around with the chainsaw and just cuts people's face off and makes them into masks. Yeah, and he's a cannibal. And the last one is Jason Voorhees, because he just keeps coming back from to Crystal Lake and killing all these victims, all these teenagers who he feels deserves it because of his avenging his mother's death.
Okay, I'm gonna, again, no particular order. I'm just gonna, every single list we have is in no particular order. I don't like saying no particular order. I'm gonna say all the Xenomorphs and the Alien Queen for mine.
For the Alien universe.
Yeah, because I love the Xenomorphs. And I would, well, would the facehuggers be Xenomorphs or no?
They're considered aliens.
Yeah, they're aliens. Well, fuck it, they're
like baby aliens in a way.
Those scared the hell out of me. I played Alien Isolation, and like watching those, it was like I got PTSD from when I was.
They still scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, they scared me. I like legit screamed like a grown ass man.
You even remember too when we went through the maze at Horror Nights. I was freaking out in that room.
Yeah,
and you're like, Tony, look, his facehuggers was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah. Shut up.
And I like how the Alien Queen is just a badass and would do anything. And she literally just tried to kill one person. She risked it all just to kill one Ripley because she torched all of her eggs. Yeah. Next is another big one. That's every zombie ever from just any zombie movie. Any zombie movie. Yeah. I can't really pick one because they're kind of like they're like bees. They're a hive and they're everywhere.
And you know what's cool is like every movie they portray them different. Dawn of the Dead had their own. We were just watching Dawn of the Dead recently too. Dawn of the Dead had their own. Walking Dead has their own. Zombieland had their own. So I mean, there's always a bunch of different zombies the way they portray them, and I like that.
Necromorphs from Dead Space. I love the Dead Space series. I've tried to perfect them, but I never.
Those are so
there's
cringy.
like DLC that I never got, but I really love those games. I've played them over and over again, each of them at least 5 times.
I remember when you found out you got them backwards compatible too. You're like, oh, playing them
Yeah,
again.
I literally just played all of them again.
Yeah.
Next are Deadites from the Evil Dead series.
Nice.
I really like the Deadites, and they're really badass, especially in like Army of Darkness. That's how you really see a lot. And the next one isn't like a whole like army. It's just Freddy from from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I've been watching them recently, and he's kind of been on my mind for a long time. So I'm just throwing him out there.
Nice, dude. That's a pretty solid list. I didn't even think about the zombies and the Deadites and stuff, so that's pretty good. All right, now we're gonna move on to George's Death of the Week. So yeah, what do you got for us this week?
This is from a early Peter Jackson movie, and if you don't know who Peter Jackson is, he did every Lord of the Rings movie and
the fantastic remake of King Kong.
Yeah, and he did the Hobbit movies.
I want to say King Kong remake too was almost like a shot-for-shot remake too, huh?
No.
I mean, he changed a couple stuff to make Kong more of a personality-wise, but
yeah, this is one of his first movies, and it was a horror movie, which is kind of funny because when you think Peter Jackson, you don't think of horror movies. You think of
like
Lord of the
monster,
Rings,
sci-fi, and all that. Yeah.
So here's this. It's from his movie Brain Dead, and this is the lawnmower scene.
Oh, that already sounds interesting.
This is pretty long too, so like 30 seconds if you want to like skip forward or something like that, you can.
Jesus Christ. Are these zombies?
I think so. I've never seen the movie, but I have.
That is gory.
I have heard of it before.
That's like some Dead Rising stuff right there, dude. Is he trying to kill them, or is he just killing zombies?
I think he's trying to kill them. Or no, I think he's trying to kill them.
He didn't even kill all of them. That's
He's
going
back.
round two.
He's going right back.
Probably Peter Jackson, though. He's a really good screw, I would say. He was kicking heads everywhere and shit. He's putting in a blender? Oh my god! This is the goriest thing. This girl fucking... I have no idea what's going on anymore.
I didn't even got this one. I watched like 30 seconds of it and I was like, this is it. And then, I don't even know what's going on.
That's funny. Alright, well, that's gory as shit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that is gory. Alright, guys, so yeah, you guys just saw that on screen and you heard my reaction the entire time.
You should put a link to the full scene because the full scene's like 5 minutes and we only gotta watch a minute of it.
I'll put the minute in if you want to watch the full thing. The link's down in the description below. So yeah. So now we're gonna do our new segment on the show, Visit with Crypt TV. And this week we're gonna be talking about the skit they did called Stoneheart: A New Dawn. That one was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked a lot of the creature that they. Well, it wasn't necessarily a creature.
It's like a witch.
Yeah, it was the witch, but she had. I liked her costume. I liked her horns. Yeah. Go ahead and talk about in like the description of.
So basically, it opens to you see a bunch of gore. I guess this wasn't the first one because when it said A New Dawn, I was like, this has to be a part 1. I didn't watch part 1, but it was called Stoneheart. And basically what had happened was, so we open up to this cop. He's on lunch, obviously, and he's at like this abandoned warehouse. And he goes down and he sees this chick standing there, and he freaks out. So he gets out of the car and he follows this chick into this warehouse where he sees her again, but she runs like the other way. And he ends up going down this long hallway. And as he goes down this hallway, we see that they start messing with his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
He walks into this room where this guy is whipping this girl. I don't know if it's supposed to be him
I think it is supposed to be
him at a young age beating his daughter, and then we see his daughter confront him about it. And then what ultimately happens is the daughter brings them into another room where they start talking more, and he puts his gun up because he sees someone behind his daughter. Now, I don't know what's actually going on with the daughter. I don't know if she was actually supposed to be dead or if she ran away and he couldn't find her. They never really get into detail with that. But he sees this witch-like creature behind her with horns up. And, yeah, after that, we see the fact that this witch starts, messing with his hand and stuff, turns the gun on him, drops the gun, ends up kind of forcing him to go down, and the daughter gets on top of him and rips his throat out, and it ends. So I actually like this one a little bit over Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern was another one that came out this week. Jack-o'-lantern was pretty good, but I like the story more on this one. Jack-o'-lantern, they didn't really do any talking.
Yeah,
you kind of just saw him with an axe and just destroying jack-o'-lanterns, and then I guess they had this symbol, which was a curse symbol, and then the guy becomes a jack-o'-lantern. But I think Stoneheart actually took it this week from Crypt. Every week they put up 3 videos every week, so that's good. I think it was I think it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't remember. But yeah, they put up 3 videos every week, and so we check them out and we see what is the best one. So this week was Stoneheart: A New Dawn. Make sure to tune in to Crypt TV's channel. They put up new horror videos every week, little skits. And yeah, so we're going to move on to a new segment I want to introduce on the podcast. We get a lot of people in this world, sadly, that pass on to the next life. And this new segment I want to call is RIP Horror Icons. This week we had three horror icons leave us. The last one is a pretty big one when I found out who he was. But here we go. The first one is Alf Humphrey. If you guys don't know who Alf Humphrey is, he was in the original My Bloody Valentine. He was in a couple episodes of The Twilight Zone, as well as The X-Files and Millennium, The New Addams Family, The Outer Limits, and he was in Final Destination 2 and The Uninvited. He died at age 64 of Alzheimer's. That sucks. He was still pretty, it's too soon to die. 64,
Yeah.
That's sad. Number 2 is going to go out to Mickey Jones. He was in John Carpenter's Starman, the original Total Recall, and the 2006 version of Penny Dreadful. He died at age 76 with the effects of long illness. I started looking up Mickey Jones a little bit more too, and I saw a lot of the stuff he was in. And I kind of do recognize him. He's one of those characters in some movies where he was kind of like a character that came up on screen and did a couple lines and then left. But in John Carpenter's Starman, he was kind of a main character. And the last one, when I found this out, I was kind of a little heard about this because I actually knew who this one was. This guy's name was John Gavin. Now, if you guys don't know who John Gavin is, he played in the original Psycho for Alfred Hitchcock and the original Spartacus. But in Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock version, he was the detective who checks into the motel later on in the movie. He's one of the only dudes in the movie too, so he's kind of hard to miss. He was he's one of the main characters. Fun fact about him too, he was actually the U.S. ambassador to Mexico under Ronald Reagan during his term of presidency. He died at the age of 86 with effects of long-term illness. So may all these actors rest in peace. They actually brought us some really good horror movie acting. They were good actors in horror movies, and, they will be missed. Moving on now, we're going to hit our subtopics that we usually do after our main slate of topics. So, number 1, we're going to talk about, what do you think of Joaquin Phoenix in talks of the Joker standalone movie to play Joker?
Yeah. This isn't a horror movie, but I think it's supposed to be rated R, and
I just figured because Joker always has that scary aspect.
Yeah, no, yeah. That was exactly what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not a big fan of Jared Leto as the Joker.
I don't like him at all.
And I just I don't know. Every time I see Jared Leto in a movie, I
think
really
of Joker.
don't. Well, no, not that. I don't like him. And I really shouldn't say that, but I don't. I saw the new Blade Runner 2049 when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I loved it. That was it's one of my favorite movies. I loved it so much. I loved the first Blade Runner. And seeing him in there, I loved every single part of the cast, but every time I got to him, it was kind of ugh, I just get to the next
hearing
scene.
that fucking laugh.
And then I didn't like the way he portrayed the Joker. Half of it was like just him, and then half of it was the way they edited it. Like it was kind of like there are scenes where, especially when he's talking to Common in the bar, when you first meet Harley Quinn.
I fucking hate Common. Too.
Yeah, I don't like Common either. He it's like kind of weird. Like there's like moments like where it like flashes and it I don't know. It's just like weird editing, and then of course no one like, or at least some people do. But I haven't really met anyone that does like his tattoos. It's just like very out there, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I like a clean Joker who's kind of like who wears a suit and like kind of like an exaggerated suit, like in the comics. I'm not a big fan of him like with like a Lamborghini and like wearing like silk suits and like he did. I don't know if it's silk, but it's like he kind of dresses like he's a pimp, and I don't know. I kind of don't like that. I like the way he looks in like in the Dark Knight. Like that's how I picture his suit to be.
I do like Joaquin Phoenix though. If you guys don't know who he is, he played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. Yeah, that was a fantastic movie. One of my favorite all-time biopics from a rock and roll perspective.
Yeah, and he was in the running for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I can see him as the Joker though. They have released like a concept art, a fan made one of what he would look like as a Joker. He actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix also is an excellent actor, and if they're doing like a standalone Joker film, I would really like to change Jared Leto, because I honestly I didn't like you said, I didn't like the tattoos, I didn't like the Lamborghini. It's just not Joker to me.
Yeah.
I like my Joker. He wears a nice purple suit, and he's psychotic. He loves his guns, his knives. He loves explosives. He loves just messing with Batman. So that's how I like my Joker. I will say though, if they're gonna do a solo Joker movie, to keep Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I did like her interpretation of Harley Quinn. That was really good. But nonetheless, Joaquin Phoenix I think would be an excellent Joker. Hopefully, I mean it's really hard to play a character like that. Every interview I've seen with people who've portrayed the Joker,
it like takes a toll on them.
Yeah, I mean,
because like for them at least, to play the Joker, you want to play it right, and to play it right, you have to get in a certain mind state.
Yeah,
and
I mean, one of the first things Jack Nicholson told Heath Ledger when he got casted as Joker was, "Don't let the Joker get to your head." Mm-hmm. Sadly, we lost Heath Ledger just a little bit after the.
I think after he finished
filming, and I think it had something to do with drugs or something like that.
Yeah, I think he OD'd.
Sadly.
But I had heard that he wanted to sign on for more. Like he was gonna do another one.
That means he was probably scheduled to be in The Dark Knight Rises then.
But I don't think it was due to the Joker. I just think he did drugs, because I do think his sister. I think he had talked to his sister like the night before or something like that, and like he was fine. But I think I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the guy, but I do think she did come out and say it wasn't because of the Joker.
I do remember though, when he was playing the Joker, Heath Ledger, he had actually rented out a hotel room for like a month and was just kind of going.
Yeah, he locked himself in there and
just went in his own mindset. Yeah. And so that was that takes some real character acting, the real dedication to getting your character. But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, I think he'll be a pretty good Joker, and I hope it comes. Hope it comes out pretty soon that he is going to play the Joker. The next thing I want to talk about is they gave us a first look at Ted Bundy's girlfriend and the new Ted Bundy biopic starring Zac Efron. And this is who's playing her. She actually is familiar. I think it's I want to say it's the chick from... it's not. But that is the girl who is playing... Ted Bundy's girlfriend. I will put the picture on the screen for you guys. So
Lily Collins. Oh, yeah. I know who Lily Collins is.
Yeah, she's been in a couple things. At first, I thought it was the chick from Stranger Things. It wasn't.
I think she's from the Mortal Instruments, City of Bones.
Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna be playing Ted Bundy's girlfriend. This is the first picture of what she looks like. This is another movie that we get news week after week from, and I'm actually really looking forward to this movie. I can't wait. There's something else I want to talk about another movie coming out pretty soon. Another Ted Bundy movie someone's working on. Oh no, it's something actually completely different. Charles Manson. But yeah, that's the first look at Ted Bundy's girlfriend. She looks pretty good. It looks very promising. I cannot wait to see what is in store for this movie. I heard Zac Efron actually looks like a resemblance to Ted Bundy too.
Yeah, did we talk about this last week? I think we did, didn't we?
The resemblance to Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we did.
But so yeah, this is pretty good. I think they did a really excellent casting choice for this movie. I don't know when it's set to come out though. I gotta look that up. But,
yeah.
Next thing I want to talk about is they are doing. They had came out and said that the future Cloverfield films are gonna hit theaters.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of talks.
Yeah. There's been a lot of negative reviews for
this week
Cloverfield.
alone.
Yeah.
It's been officially a week since the movie's been out.
Yeah, and it has a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. I think on IMDb it has like a 7. I don't know. I have to check again. That was the day of I checked. I'm still gonna stand by it. I love this movie.
Yeah, I do
really
too.
Love this movie.
This movie was really good. I liked it a lot. A lot of people's main complaints were there was not enough of the monster.
From what I saw, it was like half of it was split down the middle of this movie was shit, and then half of it was like I love this movie. This movie is fantastic. It was literally like down the middle. Like I went on an Instagram thing of Rotten Tomatoes because I think they put something up, but or it was a review of some sort, and like it was literally like one comment was this is shit, and then another one was sticking up for it, and then this is shit, then sticking up for it. It was like rinse and repeat. Like it was
one of the things that really pissed me off was a lot of people's opinion for this movie was this movie had nothing, or this movie, how does this movie tie in with the other Cloverfields? I'm just like, were you not paying attention, dude?
Yeah, I read some reviews too where people are like, why did they do a space station? Why did they make it like different Earths and stuff like that? And like, why would it come from there?
It only makes sense to do that though, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's like people are fucking mad that they launched a space station and it created that way, but like you're watching a fucking monster movie and you're like, oh, that's how the monsters revealed.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And like it comes down to you can never satisfy someone because if it's almost like the Matrix. Like I mean, it's a shit explanation, but like there's a part where Neo like where his powers transfer over and they're like, how does his powers transfer over? And like, oh, it just does.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so out there. But like, if like Cloverfield came from the sea and it was like, oh, where's he from? It's like, it was just sea monster. It just hibernated. Like, people are like, oh, that's it. Like you can never satisfy people because people are always looking for a better answer.
And it kind of goes full circle too, because now we see how Cloverfield 1 happened in a way of what woke up that monster.
Yeah.
And it was something from that space station. It was actually a piece. I was reading more on it. It was a piece of the... Remember when the space station blew up?
Yeah.
It was that piece that fell out that landed back on Earth.
Oh, really? I was reading some stuff that
crashed
it was...
like the satellite and...
it was all 3 different Earths. It was...
Yeah.
The first Cloverfield, 2008... It was 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then it was the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
All of them were set in 2008, but all at the same time.
Well, wasn't Cloverfield
happened.
Paradox in 2028, though?
Yeah, it was, yeah. But, like, it was all 3 separate Earths of them, of the 3 different movies, and when they activated it, they sent the Cloverfield monster to each Earth.
And see, I was watching Foundflix, and he also brought that up, too. He goes, which makes more sense now, because the first Earth had Clovey. Well, that's what they're calling the monster. Yeah. His name's Clovey. The first one had Clovey, and we don't know... if he was in Cloverfield Paradox. They said it's a Clovey-type monster, but we don't know if that was either Clovey or that was the mom or whatever it was. So the first one had Clovey in that Earth. The second one had, like, these, these different type of aliens that they didn't really resemble anything like Clovey. And then the third one, which is the Paradox, had, at the very end, the giant Clovey-looking monster. So, we see these 3 different Earths, and which also makes sense with the Paradox thing, because, like, earlier in the movie, he actually, who is it? The guy from Gotham. Remember, he's on the newscast.
Yeah.
He's on the newscast and he's talking. But he wrote a book called The Cloverfield Paradox, and he's on the newscast talking about, they shouldn't release the system. That can cause this can open up dimensions for like demons and monsters and stuff like that. And I was just like,
Donald Loge.
Yeah. So he's in the movie for a quick bit. I've actually gone into more investigating, and he has the same last name as John Goodman's character.
I don't know if it's his brother, but you know.
No, I've actually heard that since there's different Earths, it's the same guy in different dimensions.
Oh, okay.
So which makes more sense because in 10 Cloverfield Lane, he was the the mad Navy guy who saw too much shit. in Cloverfield Paradox, he was still that kind of conspiracy guy who was trying to stop this from happening. I don't remember if they mentioned that he was in the first one. I don't think he is, but there's trying to like say there's an interpretation of him in each Earth.
Yeah.
So which was kind of cool. I like how they kind of did that. So this next movie is supposed to be taking place in World War II, so there could be a whole Earth that's taking place during the time of World War II.
Yeah. So in like the synopsis for it was two paratroopers, or I don't know how much of it, but I think they are paratroopers. They go behind enemy lines and they find Nazis working with supernatural elements. So if they're doing a thing where they send a monster to each reality, maybe the Nazis got a hold of it and they're gonna use it and dissect it and use it against us. So
yeah, that is working title right now, Overlord. I'm a little mad though because I did read more on why it went straight to Netflix, and that's because in the beginning Paramount didn't even want to do this movie.
Yeah.
The only way that Cloverfield 4 was happening, and this is what J.J. Abrams agreed to, is that if they released Cloverfield 3, which I'm glad they did because it actually explained a lot more. And if it would have went straight into Cloverfield 4, it wouldn't have made sense probably. Mm-hmm. But so they confirmed that we'll do that because now I guess J.J. Abrams is coming back to direct the second one. Yeah. Or the fourth one. I'm sorry. And we haven't seen him. He wrote, and I think he was on set helping direct, and Matt Reeves directed the first one. Yeah. He's an excellent director, but I think he helped him out. He was on set with him. They both had creative control of what happened in that movie. Yeah. So I want to see, and Matt Reeves also, we were looking at the Producers Guild. He produced, I know for sure he did Paradox. I don't know if he did 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah. But I hope Matt Reeves actually comes back and helps out with the fourth Cloverfield movie. I already heard it's actually already done. Yeah. So I hope Matt Reeves actually did come back and help out. That would be pretty cool. But, that was the only way that J.J. Abrams agreed upon to come back and do that. So I guess, I don't know if Paramount is going to be... I think Paramount still owns it. But I think Paramount, they said they're going to release all future Cloverfield from the fourth one on to... theaters. And it's kind of funny because I've been seeing memes all week that it was like the first Cloverfield, very little viral campaign, couple trailers, and then it got released. And then it said 10 Cloverfield Lane, trailer a month before the movie came out. Then the movie dropped. And it said Cloverfield Paradox, trailer at the Super Bowl, comes out right after the Super Bowl. And then it says the fourth Cloverfield movie, J.J. Abrams just throws the Blu-ray to your face. Yeah, and runs away. Yeah. So, I mean, there's been memes about this all week, and it's been pretty funny. Moving on, we're going to talk about, I guess the American Psycho director, Mary Harron, is set to direct of a Charles Manson movie with Matt Smith to play Charles Manson. If you guys don't know who Matt Smith is, he actually played a doctor. He was in Terminator Genesis. He's been in a lot of movies. What do you think?
Seeing as we just got a Charles Manson movie, or we didn't just get
we're getting one from Tarantino.
Yeah, from Quentin Tarantino. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I like Matt Smith. It'd be interesting. I'd like to see what he looks like in makeup.
I don't know if he could pull it off, the Charles Manson. I don't see him. He doesn't look anything like Charles Manson. But you said with makeup. Yeah, like that. I right now though I'm not seeing it.
I feel like I'm not seeing it because usually when they announce the first movie, it's kind of like, and then they announce like a second Charles Manson movie, you're always gonna lean towards the first one.
The first one, yeah.
That's just like Jon Favreau did the Jungle Book, and Andy Serkis is redoing the Jungle Book, and the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I heard about that
last year.
Yeah,
and. Like, I just don't think they should do that because you already got one. I mean, either way, I feel like it could be better, but it all depends on the actors.
I think Andy Serkis' version, though, is supposed to be a darker version, though, isn't it?
I think so.
Because what Jon Favreau did, that was Disney's version. Disney's tale of it.
It was still pretty dark.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was really good. I'm liking the live action adaptations they've been doing lately, and I think what's his next one set? Is it supposed to be Lion King?
Yeah, it's Lion King. They announced everything.
So Jon Favreau's doing another Lion. He's doing the remake of the Lion King, but live action.
This is like this is a White House Down and a Olympus Has Fallen situation.
Yeah,
like I think both of those came out in the same year, if not like around the same month.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Either way, it's we will find out which one's better. I'm obviously I'm gonna lean towards Quentin Tarantino because in my view, he hasn't really made a bad movie. I love all of his movies.
Yeah. Also, too, he's got what's
Leonardo
his name?
DiCaprio.
Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing Manson, but he is the lead role.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could be the guy who's probably solving Manson's murders. I have no idea. I can see more of Leo DiCaprio playing Manson because he's got, if you put him in the right makeup and he lets his hair grow out, he can actually pull it off. And so it'd be pretty cool. And he's actually a method actor, so he'll get in character and stuff. So that's cool. Next thing I want to talk about is Jordan Peele is considering making a sequel to Get Out.
That would be interesting. I wouldn't say I'm not for it because I really like to Get Out. And he could really do whatever he wants with it. I know
he's got creative control.
Yeah. I would be excited for it. I loved Get Out. It's a really fantastic movie. And I don't know if we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but he did say he's done with acting and he's gonna focus more on directing.
Yeah.
And
I heard about that.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for that because I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele and whatever he's gonna do, and even if it's a sequel or another movie, I'm all aboard. You know, I love all of this stuff.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say I don't think they should. I don't know how they really can.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with this first one, we saw that it was a family who did mind control and eventually got them to switch brains with the people they knew. They bidded for it.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that because the first one it's kind of like a thriller or horror movie.
Yeah. With
the twist at the end, and the second one, like, if it's a family going after the guy, or like if it's them going after the main character again, it doesn't turn into a horror movie. It kind of turns into like like an action movie, I would guess. But then again, I wouldn't be there. But like again, if it's like another family like tricking another person, then that's kind of like a remake of the first one.
I don't, because everyone, spoilers, full-blown spoilers here, but everyone died in the first one.
Yeah.
Unless, by some fucking miracle, someone didn't die that they were supposed to.
I don't think the daughter died.
I thought they killed her.
No, I think he was gonna kill her, but I think
he chokes her.
Yeah, I don't. I'll find out right now.
Well, I know there's an alternate ending.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was part of the alternate, but I remember seeing an ending where he just chokes her to death, and then the minute he finishes,
they arrest him.
A cop pulls up, and they arrest him. I don't think a sequel would be that. I would like to see Jordan Peele maybe make just another horror movie in general with a new original concept. But don't get me wrong, I love the first Get Out, but I just don't think a sequel would be good. I just think it would be a box office disaster.
I don't think so. I mean, either way, we'll have to find out. And
you can only do so much with a sequel, though. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you can only do so much until it just becomes something else. Moving on, I want to talk about something that I'm kind of looking forward to. There's a new series on AMC coming out, and it has something to do with one of our favorite visual directors, James Cameron.
yeah.
He's coming out with a new science fiction series called James Cameron's The Story of Science Fiction.
Oh.
So I'm a little interested in that because James Cameron, if you guys don't know, is one of the honestly one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, I just heard he's a dick.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, he puts out a lot of good movies, so I'm interested to see what he has to say about the story of science fiction.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a lot of people to come in and, voice it too, just like, this is what we thought and this is what we were involved in and stuff, like maybe get Ripley and come in.
Actually, before we move on, I want to talk about a great director. Did you know Steven Spielberg is making a Halo series?
Is he really?
Yeah, I think he said it's like supposed to be on Showtime and it's supposed to be like rated R and stuff like that.
That should be pretty good.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there because
for
giant
science
monsters.
fiction. No, it's giant monsters and stuff. Yeah, science fiction. That's cool. I actually also heard that he's gonna be behind a sequel. I was watching that video last night.
Yeah, of the new Men in Black. Is that?
Yeah, he's gonna make they're gonna make another Men in Black movie, and it's not gonna have Will Smith nor Tommy Lee Jones, but it's gonna be set in the universe. It's not gonna be called Men in Black 4, but it'll be set in that universe, and I think Spielberg's set to produce it. So yeah, but yeah, James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. That's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know when it's set to come out, but it should be pretty soon because they have been advertising it a lot on social media. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Strangers 2. They did a pretty funny thing this week. This is going to be a little quick one, but they came out with this new spoof picture. It's on the screen right now. But the spoof picture is basically the chick. It's an old World War II one where she's showing the muscle.
Oh, I think her name's like Sally, or it's like Betty or something.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And then
she just passed away a couple.
Oh, that chick?
Yeah, she the main lady, and I was reading some stuff. It didn't really get a lot of buzz either. Like she
sucks.
passed away. Yeah, I know. She's like
she's
iconic.
part of one of the iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, and that really sucked.
So Strangers 2 took that photo and they kind of did like a little spoof of it. They did the same thing, same pose and everything, but instead the chick has a knife and it's the chick with the the mask on. It's more promotional marketing for the actual movie to come out. There's been a lot of marketing lately for this movie I've been seeing on social media too, with like pizza and stuff like that and all that. So.
Oh, okay. Her name is Rosie the Riveter.
Okay. Yeah. So so Strangers 2 did a spoof of that. That's on the screen right now. Next thing I want to talk about is the Megalodon trailer. It's set to come out next month. Actually, that is actually one shark movie that I'm looking forward to because they have been talking about this movie for a while, and it looks like they're actually taking their time and making it a good shark movie. A lot of the shark movies we've gotten in the past have sucked. I haven't seen a really good shark movie since Jaws.
I'm done with shark movies. Jaws is the only thing I'm gonna watch with sharks.
You've never seen Jaws, huh?
I've never finished Jaws, which is funny because I like watching movies.
I will watch the Megalodon trailer though because I heard this is actually based on an actual shark that was real in prehistoric times.
Yeah, Megalodons are real.
Yeah, and they're still finding bones to this day of these sharks and stuff. But Jason Statham is set to star in this movie. I don't know though. This one actually might be good.
I don't know. Jason Statham versus sharks, like. That's not for me.
I don't think he's gonna go up against. I think he's gonna be like it's gonna be one of those scenarios where he's surfing. I mean, one of the best posters I've seen so far for this movie is they show a surfer and then in the wave you see the giant shark.
Ooh. And
it looks pretty dope. So, I hope it's good. My dad, he'll watch it.
Yeah.
My dad will watch anything with sharks in it. Next thing I want to talk about. This one caught my attention. This actually got released yesterday. If you're watching this podcast, it was Friday.
I just read it before you said it.
So they're going to adapt a Child's Play television series, and it's being developed by Don Mancini and David, Kirshner. Aren't they the original?
Yes, they are.
That started this movie?
Yeah, Don Mancini, he just finished up... I don't know if he's doing another one. He did the Cult of Chucky that's on Netflix. I think it was straight to Netflix. Those are really good.
I don't think they're gonna do another one. This is already in development.
Yeah, well, if they're then that might pick up where Cult of Chucky left off because Cult of Chucky kind of left off in a cliffhanger.
Probably, yeah. Or they might either take the first one and reboot it. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're doing it though, I mean, they're the guys who created Chucky. By all means, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I would like to hear more about it, though, whether or not it's going to take place after Cult or it's going to be a remake.
Yeah. Also, speaking on the line of Chucky, Child's Play actually just turned 30 years old this year.
Did it really?
This month, exactly,
Wowzers.
too. Yeah, so that makes sense as of why that's going into development. Maybe they're going to probably do that in honor of the 30 year. I don't know if a network's picking it up. Or if it's going to go on a premium channel.
What if it's going to go on Netflix? Because all the movies have been going
Maybe
on Netflix.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would watch it on Netflix. I mean, I would want it either on a premium channel like HBO or something or Netflix. Because if you put it on a primetime network, it's just not going to... It won't... Chucky kills people, and I want to see the killing,
Yeah. On Netflix, I feel like it could do really good.
Yeah.
And I think they could get a good budget for it. Especially... recently with Netflix putting out budgeted shows like Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is like it has like a Game of Thrones.
That's the guy
budget.
with from Suicide Squad. Yeah,
Joel Kinnaman.
I actually watched previews to that because you had brought it up the other night. You and Johnny are watching it, and I finally saw previews to it, and it looks pretty good. I added it to my instant queue. I'll probably get around to it. I got a lot of shows to watch, but I'll probably get around to it pretty soon. It's not going anywhere. It's a Netflix original, so
I like it. I think it's really good.
It's set in the future, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 2048 or something like that. Or no, it's like 20.
What do they do? They like cryogenically freeze them or something like that?
No, they create like they kind of get your mind into like they're called stacks, and they put them in the like in the back of your head.
Yeah.
And whether or not like you're a prisoner or you just have money.
Yeah.
They'll put your when you die, they put your essence or your mind into another body, and like he I think he ends up dying in the beginning, and he goes forward, or he gets put into another body on Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And he's like, how long have I been dead? And he's like, dude, you've been dead for like 400 years.
Damn.
So he's been in prison for that long.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, coming full circle around to Child's Play. Congrats on them, though. They celebrate 30 years of Child's Play, and they are working on a new series. That's pretty cool. We've got a lot of horror anthology series.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is going on right now.
Yeah.
They did Scream. Not too good, though. I don't like the way they did his mask or anything.
MTV,
MTV did that. I tried watching it. I just don't like the way it is. I'm just a fan of the movies, and I like that costume better. But yeah, I hope Child's Play does really good, especially if these two are doing it. It's got to be doing good because these guys are the creators and stuff. So yeah. Hey guys, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It's actually this week, and if you guys have nothing to do, go on the El Rey Network and watch the Saw Marathon. Yeah, that's right. El Rey is doing a Saw Marathon, and I cannot be more excited for that. Actually, I might sit down and probably enjoy that. I don't know. I actually I do know. They probably won't be showing Jigsaw, but yeah, they're gonna do all the Saw all the Saw films. So if you guys have nothing to do and you guys have the El Rey Network on your cable provider, check out the Saw Marathon, because the Saw films are iconic for their kills and stuff like that. So moving on, I want to bring up something that Tommy Savini is doing. He has a new web series out called Flicker. Yep, you saw the trailer for it?
No, I just read it. I'll probably watch it because I like everything that Tom Savini does.
I guess my dad was telling me he makes a bunch of B movies.
Yeah, well, they probably have amazing makeup.
Yeah.
If
I've not seen the teaser for this yet.
Yeah, I do want to see this though. If I that's how much faith I have in this, just because it's Tom Savini. And
yeah,
I know he's gonna do amazing makeup.
So yeah, that's coming pretty soon. I'm probably gonna watch the teaser for that tonight or something. Last thing I want to talk about, one of the things that we talk about every week on the podcast, and that is Halloween. We got some more amazing set photos, and I saved a lot of them. Actually, a lot of them came from, what's his name? The guy who's playing Michael Myers.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a couple I saw this morning that I liked, so I saved them and screenshotted them. But yeah, here's the first two. I'll put them on the screen for you guys. But this is a shot with John Carpenter, Nick Castle, who plays Michael Myers, and Ryan Turek. And that is them on the set of Halloween. Here's another shot that Blumhouse put up. It's an overdue notice to Laurie Strode. For, I want to say, maybe a house, or rent. I don't know what it's for. It says third-party collection agency, 900 Hospital Way. Oh, so it's probably the hospital then.
Okay. Then.
Maybe. Or Haddonfield, Illinois.
Well, maybe she has some psychological damage.
Yeah. Laurie Strode, 452 Meridian. Meriden? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Meriden Avenue?
Yeah.
Haddonfield, Illinois, 0001. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We got that this week. On top of that, did I download? I don't know if I did. I got a couple other ones that. Oh, here we go. This one caught my attention. So Nick Castle, he has a Twitter account. Go follow him. He's pretty cool. He put up two of them. One of them was his fist bleeding on the set of Halloween, and this one really caught my attention. This is Nick Castle. He posted this one up on the set of Halloween.
Ooh, that looks like a figure of
Michael Myers. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. That one really caught my attention. Sadly, though, he is not verified on Twitter.
Oh, he isn't?
No.
Aw.
So
you know what's funny too? Toby, the guy who plays Toby Flenderson in The Office, he isn't verified on Twitter either.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So it's
and he's a pretty major character on that show
it's
too.
like he's not. I think he wrote a lot of episodes for that.
Yeah. But yeah, Nick Castle, he's great. He's been putting up a lot of little hints of Michael Myers. He's back in the character, which I like a lot. So that's cool. Before we end the show, or before we do This Week in YouTube, I want to do a Conjuring giveaway for the digital version. This is going to be the last giveaway for a while until I get more digital codes that I already have. So, this week we're giving away the Conjuring. So yeah, the code's on the screen now. First one to claim it, it's theirs.
Again, write down in the comments that you claimed it.
Yeah.
So no one freaks out.
I don't know if anyone claimed it last week. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have it, you have it. So there you go. Code is on the screen. So yeah. Now we're going on to our segment that we always end the show with, called This Week in YouTube. This Week in YouTube, we have a couple. We didn't get a lot of people this week, actually. TLAV, I remember they were saying they made a video together because they couldn't get together, so their file corrupted. That kind of sucks. I've been through that before.
Yeah.
Theme Park Info, I think he's just taking a little hiatus. I understand. I'm probably going to do that one of that pretty soon. Maybe not with the podcast, though, because we do the podcast every week. But here we go. Crypt TV. So Death Wish. Eli Roth is making a new movie. It's a remake of Death Wish. He released a Grindhouse red band trailer. If you guys are not familiar with the Grindhouse style, that's where they have the narrator that goes, Quentin Tarantino, and, like, they do that kind of stuff.
Old-timey.
Yeah, old-timey. So he did a red band trailer for the new Death Wish, which stars Bruce Willis. Looks really good. I haven't seen the original. I got to see the original. Sunny Family Cult Season 2, Episode 5. That's a good ongoing series that they've been doing. That's actually a fan favorite. Jack-o'-lantern. We watched that before the show.
Yeah. And
Stoneheart: A New Dawn, which we talked about today on the podcast. So yeah, go down, link in the description below for Crypt TV. Go ahead and check him out. That one's pretty good. The next one I want to talk about is Zombie Chris. He did a couple videos this week. First and foremost, he did the Cloverfield Paradox review. He was actually 50-50 on it, but I agree with some of his review on the part that was actually he thought was good. Victor Crowley 2018 review. That is a movie that's part of the Hatchet series, so that just came out. That's actually been one of the big talks in the horror universe as of late, which is that Victor Crowley movie. And he did a HHN 28 improvement list where he's at. He lives in Orlando, so he does our Orlando stuff. So yeah, go check out Zombie Chris. He is one of our favorite YouTubers on the channel. Llama Arts. I introduced to you guys this guy last year. He does the scary stories, but he makes them animated.
Oh yeah.
So right. This week he actually released a video. It's rare, or it takes from a while to do the videos because of the animation. Yeah. Which the animation is really good. So this week he did School Lockdown Stories 2, the animated. I watched this. The fact that these are real stories, which makes them even scarier. So yeah, a lot of the stories he talks about are actual real stories.
Yeah. And
he animates them. I do like the animation part though, because it actually hearing a story is scary enough, but when you actually see it, it gives you like a visual purpose of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I like that. Go check out Llama Arts. His links in the description below. And last but not least, Awkward Arsic. He released a new HHN video, top 10 HHN facades. So go check him out. It was actually a really good video. I agreed with a lot of his facades, and it was a very good video. That's all the time we have today on the Mindless Horror Podcast. That's all the horror news that came out this week. We hope you guys enjoyed our podcast. Thank you for listening and continuing to support our podcast. Like always, I'm Anthony.
I'm George.
And you have just listened to the Mindless Horror Podcast. And we'll see you next week with more horror news.